Thank you for joining me here today of all days, New Year's Eve day. And as we're all getting ready for the next new year, and we love to get ourselves all together with our procedures and stuff. So I want to let's see everybody hop on here and let me know where you're watching from. And I hope that you got your name in time to get on the wheel because I'll be giving away some great prizes. And I'm going to show you what I'll be giving you away right now because I want to get into all about the DermaFrac and why I love it. But I want to show you first. Let's see. We're going to have a few people win the DermaFrac, and this will be for growth factor. Oh, there we go. For the growth factor. And this is probably the more expensive one of DermaFrac serums. So I'm going to give away a few of these at the end of the broadcast. You're going to love that. And let's see, what else am I giving away? Oh, yeah, one of my favorites. So I love, sorry it's too late to get your name on the wheel. It needed to be on in the comments like a half hour ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. But anyway, so I have the Dermacell lightening pads that I like to use, especially when I'm trying to lighten up clients. And I'm going to show you some before and after photos, and we'll go over the protocols. But this also comes from Biogenesis, and I use this in between my treatments. I'll go into that a little bit more, but somebody's going to get this. They also have it for fine lines and wrinkles, but this is the lightening pads that I really love. And when I'm doing microneedling procedures, my clients always go home with skincare that I need for them to use, like you would do in your own office. But I also encourage them to use the Environ microneedler at home because anything that they can do at home is going to be great. And these are pretty expensive, but one of you will win one of these and maybe you'll see if you like them. I don't retail them or wholesale them, but I think it's always a nice addition for clients to help their own treatments along. I'll have some of the collagen masks. These are awesome. Not necessarily something I use during a treatment because they're in and out, but you might love these after that treatment or any treatment. It's the growth factor mask. That's pretty wild. And then, okay, so when I'm doing microneedling for people, I do suggest that they sleep on a nice pillow. I hate when people grind their face into the pillow. So this is a silk pillowcase, and it kind of reminds them to try to sleep on their back, not grind their cheeks into their regular linen pillows, but the silk pillowcase is really, really nice. And then last but not least, I love this. If you know me, you know I love the Derm Light, which is a professional dermoscope. But this is for the home users. It snaps onto your phone and you can take pictures. So why is this important for somebody like us to do it? People that do dermafracking or microneedling, a lot of you out there aren't doing it because you can quantify hair growth. So if you're going to start doing hair procedures, you really want to try, besides just the naked eye, you want to try to get some pictures of those small vellus hairs coming in. This will do the trick. This is $250. So this is a really, really great gift. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna get on with the show here. So let's go. Let me just hide the wheel. I hope all your names are on the wheel, and I hope that you can watch while you're either, I know it's the holiday, so here we go. So you may be one of these estheticians who has been doing microneedling for a long time. Maybe you're expanding and you're thinking about new services and you've heard about microneedling, microchanneling, and you want to get in on it too. Well, I'm here today to tell you why I love DermaFrac suction assisted microneedling microchanneling, however you want to call it. Um, and why for many years I've used nearly every device out there and was happy. I wasn't unhappy, but I wanted something that was quicker and actually gave quicker results. Now, any microneedling device on the market does what it says it does. Microneedling is incredible, but I think I found a better mousetrap, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for popping in. So, oh, great. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I know it's morning some places, but not here. Oh, good. From Texas. Oh, great. Thanks for. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. So let me get the show on the road here, and I know I have a lot of DermaFrackers out there, so I hope that some of the information that I will get to you will remind you of how to work and all of that. And also, if you have purchased from me, remember, hit me up for that one-on-one training via Facebook Messenger with your peeps. If you have somebody with, say, a lot of hyperpigmentation or acne scars, I want to help you out with that. And I think I can, based on my experience and expectations of the client. So here we go. Um, a quick Okay, so that's just a depiction of what overall we can do with the DermaFrac, and of course, I would also love to see your photos as well in our group, and we'll get to that group in just a little bit. So I've always had my eye on the DermaFrac, and come on, I've had my eye on the DermaFrac for quite a while. I love that it is vacuum assisted microchanneling. So that's a great way to term it for those of you that already have the DermaFrac. And you're able to use any of my um, photos as well. Like I said, I've had my eye on this for quite a while, and a few of my clients out there right now, I know you have this larger machine on the left. And I have a small office and I travel a lot. I needed something smaller. So when they came out with the DermaFrac C, so compact, I had to have it. So this way I could do microneedling the way I wanted to do it, and that is on the go. I do a lot of mobile services, and I travel with my DermaFrac. So this really made it nice for me. Uh, and this is actually the suction, the way you can see it pulling the skin up into that little hole. And the needles spin, and as the needles spin, the serum is coming down onto those needles and at the level that you want. And the level that you're going to decide will be either 0.25 or 0.50. The choice is yours. I will let you know in a little bit what I prefer, but I want to show you too the DermaFrac. So let me just well, It's right behind me. And it's very compact, small, really super heavy. I'll show you in a few minutes so I can get through this for you so you can get some more information first. Okay, so this is that's what makes it so comfortable is the suction. It's not a harsh suction. You know, we all know what microdermabrasion feels like. We've had it done, and that doesn't hurt either. So it's the same type of suction. But what happens is making this procedure so much more comfortable than any other microneedling device out there. I never numb my clients for this. But you better believe I used to numb my clients all the time when I used a stamp, a roller, a pen, even my permanent makeup needles I would use to do microneedling back in the 90s. So this is something that really has changed my practice because the skin, there's tension up onto the skin, which means it also pulls the skin away from the bone. That's what gives us that sensitivity around our mouth. Our teeth tend to make that way more uncomfortable. So the suction makes it comfortable. What also that suction does is it brings the skin up to the needle so that you're always going at the same depth. You don't have to guess. You know, like when I used a roller, and I loved rollers, there was nothing wrong with them. I never bought into the fact that you're dragging a roller across the skin and the holes were being non-uniform. I never bought into that because I loved using rollers for years because it was a fast procedure, but I had to numb my clients and I didn't always know if I was getting it at the depth I wanted because my client's sensitivity was such that if I thought it was a little uncomfortable, ooh, well, I might go a little lighter. And then, you know, I could go at a proper depth when I knew I could roll hard. But with this, if there's a little uncomfortable sensation, our suction goes 1 to 5. So I can put that client on a 1 and work her up a little bit. So and the needle is still going to get into the skin at the proper depth. It's just not as harsh as suction. And the client just loves the fact that your first touches with that micro needling device doesn't hurt. They're shocked. Most of my clients didn't do microneedling. I love microneedling, but I have a mature audience, and they heard those microneedling. They conjured up having to be numbed up, sit in a chair for 20 minutes, sit with a mask for another 20 minutes after. So it wasn't their cup of tea until I got this little baby, and everything changed. From 80% of my clients doing Dymatome, hydrofacial, 80% of my clients do the DermaFrac. And that is because the results are more astounding and it's comfortable and they just love it. So they feel like they're really getting something, a bigger bang for their buck when they're doing the microchanneling. So that's just my little spiel why I love it so much. And I have a few videos. These are also in my group, and I'm going to post this slideshow in the group. So if you want to go through it, you'll be able to relook at the videos all at one time. But I just want to show you a little bit. You know, if you're used to microdermabrasion, and I have a Dymatome in my office. So I am a little partial just because I've used it all these years, but because I do travel so much, I use my Derma, my DermaFrac microdermabrasion more than I ever thought. So you will see some video, which I just had, and why is that not doing this for me? Okay, there. I don't know. Anyway, anywho, sorry about this, guys. My mouse is on my lap, and maybe that is why. But so at the proper depth, we can talk about the needling. And most literature today does agree that, we don't need to go to those deeper levels. The point 0.5 is a real sweet spot for microneedling. It's where the collagen, the elastin, the fibroblasts will really start to generate. Now, we get a great result as well. I love 0.25 for maybe my more mature skin that's thinner. Of course, whenever doing microchanneling, there's all of those contraindications that we might think of, like blood thinners, maybe some skin that's compromised. There are people that are not cut out for this procedure, so we need to let them know that, even if they're so interested in it. Remember, it's the outcome versus income. Even with a 0.25, there is no damage to the skin. However, if somebody does have compromised skin, we don't want to do this procedure, period. But most of 90% of what I do in the office is at 0.5. My clients are getting great results. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But I use the 0.25 for my red carpet events, people that have an event the next day and they want to feel hydrated, glowing. I will use the 0.25. And many states, depending on the regulations, 0.25 might be something that you are regulated to use versus the 0.5. So just check with your regulatory board and find out which one that you would be able to use. But getting crucial serum into these areas that's compatible with the skin. Not everything that we use is compatible, but these all are. And that is what will make better changes in your client's skin versus traditional microneedling or microchanneling. So that is the real difference. Um, and of course, it's vacuum assisted microdermabrasion. The pads that we use are crystal impregnated pads. And you can, you'll see some video in our group too, but you'll be able to see such great things come out of the skin with this. And it is a crystal free impregnated pad. It's a one-time use, just comes right off and into the trash. And these are a few dollars to use. So this is a really economical way to microdermabrade, especially if you're on the go. These handles are silicone, all one piece, so they're easily cleaned. And of course, you can flush them with your cleanser or with some alcohol, which is what I do. So in our group as well, you will see how I go about cleaning this in my office and taking care of it at the end of the day. And if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. Okay, great, everybody. Let's move this train along here. So this is what you'll see. Now the green head is the 0.5, and then there's a red head that is a 0.25. One more reason I love these rollers, and you'll see me doing this in videos, without like a pen will have, a broad base. I have a pen in my drawer. I have a Pro Cell in my drawer. You have the head of it. Well, it's a little larger, right? So this can actually go into those really great fine lines and fine wrinkles. When you stretch that skin and you can run that roller in those fine lines and wrinkles, try to get that into the belly of that line or wrinkle or scar. And maybe turn the suction up a little bit. You are really besides the microneedling at the proper depth, you're getting that serum right where it belongs. So because it's a skinnier roller than any roller I have ever used, then you can get into those little areas and give a lot more love to those fine lines and wrinkles. And we do that in training. So our serums come like this in a with a cap, and you simply slip it in. I'll do one in just a minute or so, and you're ready to go. It's a closed system, so there's no backflow to this system. All it is a going out, and then the backflow, whatever comes through and back into your filter, you will cleanse the hose and your handpiece with a Sidex wipe, and also flushing your tubing and all with a good alcohol or cleanser of your choice, and let it dry at the end of the day. And so let's talk about our serums a little bit. There are a few serums. Let me see. I'll go to my next slide so I can just chat about them a little bit more. And I'll let you know which ones seem to be my favorite. Oh, well, let's just watch this for a second. This nice lady has a lot of hyperpigmentation, and a lot of you who are already in the group or nurses who have trained with me have worked on this nice lady. She's had 5 treatments with DermaFrac, and I just saw her the other day as well, and she's looking really good. I'll go over her protocol in just a minute, but there are nice ways to actually instill this lightening serum, whatever serum you're using.
So what I'm going to do is make a third and a fourth pass. This will help really get that serum in there. And this is her second treatment, so I wouldn't necessarily do 4 passes on her very first treatment with me, but since she had a good reaction and her skin looks really good and is in good shape, I'll go ahead with the 4 passes. I missed that area there with the ear. So I'm actually pulling the DermaFrac with my with a very light touch, and what's happening is the skin is being pulled up and the needles are being driven into the area, the 0.5 millimeter area of the skin where the collagen is rebuilt, the elastin. This will help with the melanocytes and get that kojic acid down into the area that will help lighten her skin. Now, I'm at a 3 right now on my DermaFrac. I'm going to turn it up to 5. And I want to really get into these areas here. So what I like to do is, I call them frac kisses. And I make sure that I get in there really well. A little bit more of a focused approach to the microneedling. And you can.
Okay, so let me talk a little bit about this lady and a protocol. Now, your serum that you use will take care of a face, neck, and décolleté. You will see that in my videos. Now, I don't always do the neck and décolleté, so I will get 2 really good passes, face, neck, and décolleté, with one of our syringes. And if someone has issues, like this nice lady had issues, I wasn't about to be working on her neck and her décolleté, which didn't have near as much modeling or brown in it. So I chose to do 4 passes on the face. However, I think it's prudent the first time you microneedle someone is to take it a little easy, right? I did 2 passes, and I might have done her neck for her because I had the serum and I wanted to make sure that I used it all up. And of course, when people are under my Illuminate LED for 5 minutes at the end of the procedure, I look to see if I have some serum left over, and I'll cleanse their hand and I'll also DermaFrac their hands. They love it. It doesn't take any time. And if there's that leftover serum, you may as well do it. So, but rule of thumb, 2 passes for face, neck, and décolleté. 4 passes on a face when you have issues like hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, acne scarring. Those are the things you want to concentrate on. And when you get those clients cleared up quickly, that's where the magic happens. So my protocol for this nice lady, and you will see her pictures, was DermaFrac 0.5 microneedling with lightning serum, and our lightning serum contains kojic acid. I put her on a schedule of 4 treatments every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, she got a DermaFrac treatment. Now, you may be out there wondering, like, what the heck? Every 2 weeks? Why would you do that? Well, for certain conditions, I feel like every 2 weeks is great. So for hyperpigmentation, for me to get that kojic acid into the skin, I think is ideal. And then the week in between, I would have her come in for a quick 5-minute Dermacell peel, and she was out the door in 8 minutes. So that was part of her protocol, which I included in her package. She also used the skincare that I recommended in my office, like you would recommend in your office. They're not my clients that are on this procedure. They don't use their regular at-home products. I do really insist that they use what I have. So, but let's see. If I have an acne scar client, I am not bringing that client back in every 2 weeks, because by the time the skin remodels, the scarring, we're trying to lay down more fibroblasts, more collagen, that takes longer to do. So like a month to 6 weeks would be good for somebody with acne scarring. So you need to understand like what you're treating, what your goal is. Now, when you can treat someone and you get like fabulous results in 2 weeks, those clients are more apt to say yes to the subsequent treatments and yes to more products and just yes because they see a difference quickly. I felt like in the past, if I had clients that I was treating and, every month to 6 weeks, they kind of like, they lose their zest. They're just not into it. But when you can quickly fix them up, I think that really makes a big difference. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know what you do think about that. But you can do this every 2 weeks.
So what I'm going to do is make a third and a fourth.
Okay, so this nice lady, this was after her first treatment. So this was one of 4 treatments, okay? And her other 4th treatment you'll see in the group. But I just thought it was cute, wow, grandma, no more brown spots. I mean, he really looks like he's looking for them, but she's extremely happy, and she is even on the Dermacell lightning peels, at home peels too. So Genesis Biogenesis has those as well. And I have a few clients on them, not a lot though, but she loves it, and her skin has been looking really good. I have not seen her for a DermaFrac treatment in probably 2 months. But I see her and she looks great because she's in my community. And I would have to say that a bunch of you out there, I know my nurses that come in to train, some of my estheticians that have trained over here with me in Cape Charles, have seen this nice lady and have worked with her. So she got a really, really great result, and it was a quick result. So this is the Dermacell peel pads, and I'm going to give one of those away today. So this is what she uses at home. It's a home peel system, and again, when you empower your clients to do something at home for themselves, it always makes it better. It keeps them on a schedule. So some clients are very hard to corral. If you want to treat, say, their melasma, but they're still not going to go out of the sun, they're not going to use their sunblock. Remember, it's outcome versus income. I know who's not going to adhere. And you know what? I want those good pictures. I don't want to waste their money. And they don't want to leave the sun. Well, that's up to them. But I'm not thinking about the income. I'm thinking about the outcome. So I feel like I always like to let people know that as well when it comes to your consultations. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this was just a little bit more of her. And I think I have
What I
some
like to do
heavier
for our
practices
protocol for
over here.
Teresa is this. We're doing this procedure,
Yeah, and this
DermaFrac,
was during a
every 2
training.
weeks for
So
4
this
weeks,
was
and
in
then we're
somebody's
going
hands for
to
the first
alternate.
time, and they were doing
Next week she'll
a
come in
really
and
great
she'll
job.
do
So
a
when you
derm
train
cell
with
peel
me
with me. It'll
via
only take
Facebook
it'll only take
Messenger,
10 minutes to
bring
do,
on your client
and she'll be out of the
that
office.
you
So
know that will sit
alternating
for
that
you, that we can
with
speak
this
freely in
will
front of, and I
work
would
immensely.
love
Last week she
to
was a little
help
under
you.
the weather, so we
And
didn't get that
this was her
part of
first
the
go
treatment
at
in,
it.
but we are going to
What
do
I
that
like to
next
see
week.
a little bit
And
more
looking
of
all
is
around
a little
here,
bit
and
more stretching of the skin. The more we stretch the skin and not overstretch it, and maybe hang on to those frac kisses a little longer, you'll get a little bit more of that serum deposited in the right area. So for your hyperpigmentation clients, it's important to do that, to work a little slower in those areas of darkness.
what I like to do for our protocol for Teresa is this.
So here we're working on some sparring, again during a training, but you can see how methodical this treatment is. If you can do a microdermabrasion, you can do this. If you use the same schematic and do it time and time again, if you have team members in your spa and you do it the exact same schematic every time, then you won't have to worry about your clients wanting certain practitioners because it will be something that can be super uniform in practice. I talk a lot. But you'll see too how we really concentrate on. Oh, I've got a red carpet treatment here. I forgot
You'll
that I
hear
had.
that like slurp, slurp, gurgle, gurgle.
Now this nice lady had
So
an
on a
event the
scale of 1
next
to
day.
10, 10 being the worst, how is that? 1.
Okay, she says it's a 1. Now, I was
Take
using
that.
a 0.25 because she had an event the next evening singing at her church. And her skin was in great shape. However, she does have some
So it's
capillaries
dropping
on
this
the cheek
hyaluronic
area,
acid. With
which I
every
made
turn
sure
of
I
the
used her
wheel,
at a
those
1.
tiny
I still want
needles
to
are
get that
going into the
hydrate
skin.
serum
But this
and
is
my
more
0.25
delivering
into her skin.
the
And
hydrate to the
she
skin, so
was
you're nice
glowing.
and
You can
tacky.
see that she's
I'm
pinking
gonna
up from the video, if you can see that. And she's very comfortable even on the forehead.
so we'll cross
I
hatch,
normally
and then
start
every
here on the
little
side of the face.
opening,
That's
every
my normal
microchanneling
go-to. But I think
is
for the
being
camera,
delivered
that's what I was
with our
going
hydrate
for
serum.
here. So I
So
think I
if you
started with the
were
forehead.
going out
And
tonight,
very
you
comfortable
would be
and
perfectly
getting that
fine. You're a little
hydrate
pink,
serum.
but
So
not
we'll talk about
overly
that.
pink.
Anytime
The
you
depth that
can
I'm using
hydrate
right
your
now
client
is the
while you're
0.25,
microdermabrasion is ideal
which is
because
basically the
most of
real
the other
delivery
systems,
system.
you can maybe put a slip on there or some hyaluronic acid or use a little roller ball and it's a teeny tiny bit. But when you see the amount of serum in these
Still
syringes
comfy?
and the little
Okay.
bit of waste
And if you're
in the
not, you let
waste
me know.
container, you know where it all is. It's right here.
So usually the
So
forehead
the
could be the
clients
most
don't
uncomfortable. So
have
if you
that
find at
real,
all that, like when you said one,
stinging type
it
of
might be
face,
even less when it's
even
on the
after a
fleshy
mask.
part of the face.
So they don't get that, and
And
that
because
makes this
you
a
tend
little
to be a
complicated.
little on the
So
red side,
your
I
procedure is only
definitely
going to take you
am
a half
using a
hour, and you
lower
didn't need
suction
serum,
vacuum.
and you didn't
But
need
the
to
nice thing
mask,
about this is that
then
every
that is
turn of
better
the
for your
wheel,
practice, and
you're
honestly,
getting
it's
the
better for
needle
the
into
client
the skin at
because we don't
0.25,
like
exactly where
signing
it
up
needs to
for
go, because it's
procedures
picking up the
take an
skin. We're
hour,
not
hour
actually
and a half, and
pushing
you
on the
know
skin.
most of those microchanneling um, procedures are doing just that, and they may charge $350, but that's because there's so much time
And then just
involved
like we do your
that
microderm,
it doesn't
we crosshatch.
excite the client. They can't say to themselves, okay, like I do every 2 weeks,
And then
um,
sometimes the
for certain
slower
things.
you go, the more you
They
can
won't do
actually
it because an
deposit
hour
the
and a half,
serum
nobody has that
into
time.
the
They may have
skin.
money, but they don't have the time. So do your clients a favor, really get them on a good regime in the office. You can get these
Turn
procedures,
your head
even with a
this way.
microdermabrasion first, to 30 minutes. Believe it or not, I have the videos in the group. You can watch them, they're timed, and I'm not rushing through it. But my clients don't want to be in my office so much. So, but again, she's really tolerating
Is
the
that good for
swell.
you there?
And
Not
I
too
will
much?
tell you that maybe
Alright.
when I'm making my videos, I stand behind my client's head, and generally, every motion I make is
And when we're
coming up
working
towards
around
them.
the
I'm
eye,
coming up this way, up this
we
way.
don't really want to
Sometimes
roll
when
it.
I'm
We want to just
crowded in here with my camera and my
very
light
lightly.
and all that, I wind up having to do it a different way. So now I'm doing those nice kisses under her eye. And my clients that have this done, they're so cute. And like I said, they're mostly mature. She says, one of my clients, it always feels and looks like I had a facelift. My husband even said, your eyes look beautiful. So those frac kisses under the eye, and again, because that roller head is nice and skinny, you can get right up under the eye. You can get under the brow bone. You can even do the eyelids. I don't do the eyelids much. If somebody has crepey eyelids, I will, but it's not something I do on a regular basis. So we'll get we're done with this. But great outcomes with the hydrate and a 0.25 for that red carpet ready. Or even if you want to warm your clients up, right? They're all gun ho, they want to do microneedling, or maybe
And
you
your
want to
skin
start
looks
them
really
out on a
nice. It's
0.25,
nice
and
and
then the next
pink,
time they come, do
really
the 0.5.
hydrated.
But I will tell you, 99%
Your
of
skin
the
was in
people
nice
that I'm
condition
doing
today. I
microneedling
mean, your
on,
skin
I
looks
am
really
going
good,
straight to the
actually.
0.25 because of
Yeah,
the
nice and.
comfort level. So that's important.
Sometimes you'll hear that like slurp, slurp, gurgle,
I
gurgle.
love the slurp, slurp, gurgle, gurgle. Excuse me. I'm still hanging on from like a COVID cough. So I do like to put all of my clients and under the Illuminate. The Illuminate is only a 5-minute treatment. Um, but even if you have any other LED in the office, say it's, Soluma, Lightstim, all great models, but they just take a long time to get a full treatment, you know, treat them to 5 minutes of it and see how that goes. So I just like to do that after a treatment. It calms them down. It lets me squirrel away my room, get it ready for my next client. So I think it's a nice way to finish it. And again, I'm not using the collagen mask after because I don't feel it's necessary like it was for all of my other microneedling treatments. So that takes that out of the equation for my treatments. Now, I'm not saying for you not to do it. If you like to do it, I would certainly charge more. And maybe if you're doing home treatments or, a party, it might be nice for your clients to sit or lounge around with those masks on. Just up to you. But that's just my 2 cents. So here are our serums, and a complete list of ingredients are on my website, are in Faces, and I believe in my group DermaFrac on Facebook. So Clarify uses the salicylic acid, and I will just be very honest with you. I don't treat a lot of acne. When people do have acne, I'm not going to microneedle them. I have other procedures that I will use on them, but you may be in a very busy acne treatment area where you may want to use this for, say, like a grade 1 or for clogged pores, that type of thing, for a younger person. So I generally don't use the Clarify as much as somebody that treats a lot of acne may. And of course, we're never doing it on active acne. Hydrate is one of my favorites with the hyaluronic acid, and it plumps up the skin. It really makes the skin look beautiful and great for those for clients in dry weather like Colorado. It's a great serum for that. Rejuvenate with the peptides and the hyaluronic acid. More for my older clients that do have those fine lines and wrinkles that I'm really trying to work on. It really helps the skin more so than the hydrate. The hydrate, I like to hydrate the skin, compromise skin to a degree. The lighten, I am totally in love with because you will see more treatments and outcomes. And the lighten, we need to get that into those areas. And nothing like this has ever worked for me with clients with brown in their skin. And even like the décolleté, we can't forget that. Our décolletés become modeled, well, some of us, but they, from all the sun damage, our faces may look great, but then we look at their décolleté. The décolleté is a large piece of real estate. That could be a full treatment right there, depending on how different they look between their décolleté and their face. So a lighten treatment would be ideal, and I love it. Lighten is my #1 choice of the serums. Growth factor is great, right? We all love growth factor. For those of you that use other systems, I used growth factor in those other systems, and they were great. But I love having the choice, right? Because I need to lighten my clients. I need to just hydrate. The growth factor is a little bit more expensive than the others, but well worth it. And if you're doing hair restoration, acne scarring, this is what I would recommend. The Rejuvenate would work really well on the acne scars and also hair rejuvenation. But remember, it's the mechanism of microneedling that is the driving force. So you can microneedle and still get great results. But why not get them quicker with the nourishment that we need to correct a certain problem? So that's why I love these. And vitamin C. Now, okay, I'll be honest here too. I don't use a lot of vitamin C. Vitamin C is great to brighten the skin. But I feel like the lighten is what I'm going to use to actually lighten the skin, to brighten the skin. Any one of those, like the hydrate, the rejuvenate, will definitely help. But there are a lot of practitioners out there that love that whole synergistic vitamin C, vitamin A. And if you are that practitioner, then you will love the vitamin C because it does brighten the skin. I'm using my serums in a little bit of a different way, but I just wanted to be honest and let you know what it is I use because I feel like I'm getting great results. If you are a PRPer, well, that's terrific because the syringes, you can fill them with your own serum or you can fill them with your PRP, and they're awesome to use. I don't do PRP, And I don't use my own serum because, quite frankly, where's my serum? These syringes are that's a lot of serum in there, right? I mean, that's a lot of serum. So if you're using your serums like I use, like, um, it would fill them a little bit much. So I love these, and they're very easy to use. And again, that full syringe is, I'm going to say, 80% in the face, 20% will be in the waste container. And when you go to my group DermaFrac, I'll get that video up on exactly how I clean it. So then you'll see exactly how I empty out my filter. If you've trained with me, you know how to do it. But if you haven't, maybe you want to see how that works, you'll definitely be able to see that. Okay. Ooh, no. I wanted to go over. Okay, so this is what I want to go over a little bit. So, um, like, how would I decide what to do for my client? Like, what kind of care plan would I put them on? So, this nice lady had been coming to me for uh, hydrofacials, my Dimetome hydrofacial, and she loved her treatments. She would come in every month, and she still does, but now she does the DermaFrac. So you can see the hyperpigmentation in her skin. And I did a little combo of the Skin Classic that we use for minor skin imperfections. Not much though, because if I was going to do that, I would have done it ages ago. I mean, she's been with me for like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. So I did just a teeny tiny bit on that lower jaw around the very edges with a Skin Classic at a low level. And but first I did the DermaFrac with the kisses, 4 passes on the face, and she had more on the other side too. And then when I was done with the DermaFrac treatment, that's when I went in very gingerly with my Skin Classic. And for those listening that know about that, I used my F6 at 20 and just did that little circle around that large hyperpigmentation. That was one treatment between the the lightened serum and a tiny little bit of Skin Classic. So I just wanted to show you that. And so I didn't put her on a treatment plan because she was coming in every month. So, and she still does. But now she's getting a little more bang for her buck, although she's paying more. She's getting more bang for her buck. She sees a lot more difference in her skin. So that makes me real happy, and it keeps her coming back. So that's my hope for you guys. Okay, so let me stop right here, right? Many of you that have trained with me have had the honor of working with this nice lady. She's awesome. And she had hyperpigmented areas from her past acne issues, and also some just some overall brown in the skin. This was her third treatment. I think she's had 5 treatments just because she wants to keep going because her skin is looking better and better. And she had a few breakouts, but I did not go for the Clarify serum. I still kept with the the lightened serum to get these areas cleared up, which she is thrilled. She's in our community, and I love seeing her because she's very, very happy. Occasionally, she'll get a little breakout, but she's not getting the dark brown behind. And because I can take care of those cysts for her as they come up, so that they won't hyperpigment. So we're really ahead of the game with her. So she was every 2 weeks with lightened serum at zero point 0.5. I did want to get her in for the Dermacell lightening peel, which only takes 8 minutes, but we just could never sync up our treatment time, but that was what I wanted for her, and she was on our good at-home skincare. Um, and okay, just checking in here to see if there were any questions. And Kelsey, McVie, I want to see some more pictures that you have. You do some awesome work with yours. Anyway, so that's hyperpigmentation. And let's see. Okay, this nice lady. You'll see us doing some treatment on her. Now, this was one treatment with the DermaFrac at point 0.5, and I actually was using the Rejuvenate. I think I might have said growth factor, but it was Rejuvenate. So, and we were kind of rough on her. She was here during one of my 2-day nursing trainings, and she did remarkable. This was one treatment, and if you're watching girls who have done this, I haven't seen her since. She works a lot, and she is scheduled to come in again, but I haven't seen her since she was in the office for the training. I'm sure we didn't scare her off. I'm sure it's just her schedule and mine. But that is something that you can attain. Now, her scarring wasn't very bad, and something very interesting with her. When she came to me before we did this, she was complaining of hyperpigmentation on her cheeks. So when she came in, and her mother's a longtime client, when she came in, I looked at her, and I really looked because I'm a hyperpigmentation freak. And I looked and looked, and I didn't see any. What it was when she sits in the light, certain lights, the shadow from her acne scars would create a shadow, and she thought they were brown spots, and she was like, that was what she really wanted. Well, when I told her that it wasn't something that she thought the Skin Classic could use, I told her it was acne scarring, and we will work on that with the DermaFrac, and she's super happy. So for her, if I was putting her on a care plan, which I didn't at the time, she was here at the training. I wanted to see how she did with this particular treatment, but I could have said, let's see you back in a month to 6 weeks. Let's take a look and get her into the office. So she did come into the office just for me to take a pic, but I want to see with scarring how it works. Say with stretch marks, acne scars, not ice pick scars, but those more shallow scars. I almost like to do things like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm always thinking about the outcome and not my income. So that's so important. I don't want to put somebody or give them false hope, or I have to listen to their wants and desires and see if we can match them up. Otherwise, it's too expensive for that client to go through these treatments and yield nothing. So try to really put yourself in their shoes and know that maybe like this, I was astounded really that this was her only treatment with the DermaFrac, and she's thrilled. But other clients might need more treatments. So this was a very when you get your wings like that, that's what keeps you going as a practitioner. When you get a great result, you've got to take your before and after photos, because when you look at your before and after photos and you see that client again or a new client with like kind of the same issue, then you're like, I can do that. And you're confident, and you'll charge what you need to charge. You'll put them on the care plan that they need. Now, I just love this nice lady. You know why? Because she's my assistant. This is Jackie, and for those of you that don't know Jackie, she ships all of my equipment. Not all of the equipment, but she ships nearly everything except machines, and she's awesome. So she was here for a treatment, and this was one treatment. Now, I did use the Skin Classic to take care of that pesky keratosis that she had, But here she had that modeling of the décolleté, and in our group, you will see a picture of her face with her décolleté. Her face is flawless because I've been taking care of her, but me, neglected her décolleté all this time. And when I really took a look at it, I said, we got to do something. And we did her procedure. I have it on film somewhere. I'll get that in the group too. And so, what a difference one treatment made for this nice lady's décolleté. So, it's powerful because we have the serum getting into the skin, that kojic acid, to help quell the brown. Okay, so here's that Teresa. And this was after like 5 treatments. And so she looks really, really good. And she's wearing her sunblock. She's wearing a hat. Although I caught her without a hat on one day in the summer. She's in our group. I made a little funny thing about it. But she's changed her habits. She's not basking in the sun. And she never wore a hat. She never took care of her skin. So this is the type of person that you will get in your office a lot. You know, that nice lady that's taking care of her family. She's been working. She's been doing everything. Then they retire or they slow down and then they feel like it's time for me. And when it's time for them, what do? They look in the mirror and they're going to look for that lower level skincare professional. And I don't mean like I'm a lower level, but they don't always want to jump into Botox and fillers and, that type of thing. But look for somebody that's doing microdermabrasion. Your machine does microdermabrasion. So you need to sell packages of microdermabrasion. Women love microdermabrasion. They know what it is already. So you get them into the office with a package of microdermabrasion and you let them know that you can also do microneedling for them and that you set them at ease and say this is the most comfortable microneedling apparatus out there. And you won't be lying. I mean, I'm not lying. And you know me, I don't lie. So this way, you'll get them in for those lower level things and then start hitting them with the microneedling. And when they see the results, then they're going to want something else. Maybe you do some IPL. Maybe you do some hair removal. Whatever it is, they're starting to work on themselves. And if they can start to see results like that, not like wait a month and see, wait 6 weeks and see, you're going to jazz them up. They're going to use your products. They're going to keep coming into your office. So it's important. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. And many of you, not many, but probably a nice little handful of you helped me with her treatments during classes. Oh, okay. So how many of you out there really have a lot of mature people, right? I mean, raise your hands. Give me a thumbs up. Of course we do. And when it comes to fine lines and wrinkles, we always have to be careful. We can't create unsagging skin. The scaffolding is everything when it comes to that. But when it comes to brightening up that skin, this was one treatment. So let me give you her care plan. So when she came into me, she had multiple milia all here, many of them, to the point where that's what I really needed to work with. So I cleared her out of her very hard, large milias. And when she came back totally psyched, that's when I said, okay, great. Let's start looking at the texture of your skin. Microneedling will do that. She had never had it. She was a little reluctant because she thought it was going to hurt, and she was kind of like a virgin, even though she's 75, in her own world with this, like what we're doing. So she went for it, and look at what, I mean, her skin looks beautiful. And I really try to get my lighting the same and everything. I get them in the same lying down position. So you don't see a whole lot with these lines, but look at those smaller lines and look at her skin. That was one treatment, point 0.5, right? I didn't go for 0.25. I wasn't going to work her up on it because I knew she needed it and it wasn't going to hurt her that much anyway. So I used the Rejuvenate and my point 0.5. That was one treatment. So she's jazzed up and comes in every month. And when she develops some of the milia, what I do first is the DermaFrac. I get her all fracked up, and then I'll go in with my Skin Classic and then treat those milias. So you can do both of those treatments at the same day. And I usually start her off with either a dermaplane or a microdermabrasion. So you can do the same, and again, it won't take much time out of your 30 minutes to do that. That was Teresa's other side. And, okay, so it's not perfect, right? I mean, I can still see those smudges, but it's so much better for her. She was using a lot of heavier makeup to cover up because those brown spots were very noticeable. Now she can get away with my Tizo tinted sun SPF. So she's thrilled. And so, I don't feel like I have to keep going more and more. If she wants another treatment, she's certainly welcome to, on a maintenance type of thing, come in once a month. I don't really think I can get her any more lighter, but she's so happy. So we have to know when to say when and just do maintenance treatments on her. Or maybe something else can help her out a little bit. I think we're just about done here. And for my DermaFrackers out there, feel free to, you can use that video. It's in our group. There is a link for it somewhere. But yes, any excuse me. Oh God. Okay, so let's get to the end of this. So if you have any questions, let me know. I am always available, as a lot of you guys know. I'm always on the prowl for any questions. But I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. So you name it, I am there, and trying to always support you guys, my customers, my clients. So let's see here. So let's see, any questions I can answer for anyone, please let me know. Let's see. What is the volume of serum? It's 4 mils. And yes, 1 syringe for 1 client. So, excuse me. So some people say, well, I have serum left over after their treatment. So I'm saying that you probably aren't fracking good enough if you have serum left over. So if you're having trouble, let us know in the group, and maybe we can do a session or something. Because if you're doing the face, neck, and décolleté, you can do 2 passes, and that's generally my sweet spot, or maybe just having a tiny bit left and then doing the hands. So if for some reason, by the time I get to the décolleté, I am out. Well, I might still do their hands. I can take a little bit of my 8-in-1 Bio serum that I use and put it on the hand, like get a nice amount, and then micro needle that on top of it. Now, I don't feel like it's getting in as deep as it would the syringe, but it's getting in there and it's giving them a treatment. And because if I've done their hands once, it's pretty hard not to do them while they're under my deep red LED. So even if I don't have any serum left, you can still microneedle. So if you have like anti-age, I still have a little bit of that in the office. You could roll that on too. I don't know who that is that said, did I miss getting on the wheel um, because you weren't in the event. Let's see, any other questions? Yeah, oh, I love the latent serum too. Yeah, so you know what? Let's get to this. So now here's what you do. You already saw my wonderful assistant Jackie. Well, what I need for you to do is when I spin the wheel, if you are picked, then what you need to do is message me on Facebook, like on my business page, and said, I'm Brenda Maddow at Maddox, sorry, Brenda, and I won something. Here is my address. This way, my assistant will know where to ship, okay? So, but that'll be on my RN Faces. So let's go ahead. I want to give away 3 different, because these are the most expensive, the growth factor, I want to give 3 of them away, okay? So they are expensive. We didn't really talk about the expense, but if you're using 0.5 with your serum, that is $38. If you're using 0.5 millimeter with your serum, all comes in the same box, that's $42. And then the growth factor, I think now is $58. So I want you to have this in case you are going to do that hair restoration. Maybe you're going to do some more acne scarring. But again, you can do it with Rejuvenate. It's all about the needles, and getting some into the skin is really great too. So here we go. So who's going to get the first growth factor combo? Okay, so that's my crazy mistake here. I will let you know who Dead Calorie was because I was speaking into my phone to get everybody's name on there. I will let you know. Don't you worry. Unless you know who you are, I'll find you. My voice to text didn't really work that well, but I will get you. Don't you worry. I'm going to remove that. Okay, let's do it again for another growth factor. Lovely, Nancy A. Pino, out in one of my Skin Classic providers and trainers as well. Great, Nancy. So go ahead and make sure that you send me a message. And I forgot to take you off the wheel, but I will. One more growth factor. Oh, right. The McKelsie. Sorry, Z. See, I was talking to that. The Kelsey McGee. Great. And I know you're here, so that's pretty awesome too. I appreciate that. Okay. So now, I like for my clients to have silk pillowcases because it's so much nicer on their skin, especially after they've had procedures. You know, we don't want them to beat it up with crappy linen. So let's see. That is Kim Stuffy. I know. Whoops, sorry. Darlene Thorough. You know who you are, and it's with a C. Sorry, Charlene. But Charlene, make sure that you get your name, address, and my assistant will send this to you. Let's see. Okay, so I have my Environ home microneedling. So it's 0.25, and you know that the product is going to get into the skin 60% better. So I use Definage in the office with the Bio Serum, and I know that they will get a really nice result with this. So that it gives them something to do at home on a regular basis. So let's see who gets this. This is fun. Melissa out in California, fellow nurse, terrific. So that's Melissa Sadowski. Again, the talk to text because I was frantic trying to get everybody's name on the wheel right before we started because I tried to make sure even those stragglers could get on. But anyway, Melissa, this is yours. Make sure you get that info to my RN Faces Facebook page in Messenger. Ooh, okay. Gosh, my assistant Jackie's going to be really, really busy. I may have to give her a bonus. Anyway, here we have the Dermacell Lighten Pads. These are peels that you can do in your office, professional use, not for at-home use. And it takes 3 minutes, neutralized with water, so it's not like a heavy peel, but it's something to help the cause along, and it keeps them in the groove. It keeps them working towards their goal. And so I like this a lot for people that I'm using, that I'm doing lightening serums on. And you can order these things through me too, if that excites you. And okay, so you're coming to get 2 different things. This and in the other training I did this morning, you won the pillow, and now you won the peels. That's awesome. Okay, so you don't have to ship that. I know you're coming over for a treatment. A DermaFrac, by the way. Okay, so I have my last, oh no, yeah, my last is the HUD. The HUD is the Derm Light for home use. So if you, a lot of you are familiar with the Derm Light, I know that, but this actually clips onto the phone. So you can use it for home use, but I have a lot of, say, Skin Classic users that use this. And I forget what this is. I maybe had it for sale, but it charges up and it clips onto your phone. So if you're someone who's doing hair growth restoration with microneedling and you want to chart the vellus hairs in certain areas, now you can't do it on a big broad-based area because you would really have to mark it. But the boat slips, you could actually see it. And if I hope that Don, if you post your picture of your nice mother with her hairline, that was awesome that you did. Anyway, so this retails for like $2.50. So this is expensive, but it's well worth it. So I'm going to do my last spin of the wheel. Okay, but the internet went out. Let's see who's going to get this puppy. Oh. So, Kim, I'm sorry. I got to take you off of there. I meant to take you off, but I couldn't. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Kim's got a Derm Light, though. Martha, great. Martha, I haven't really seen you in a very long time, but okay. So, Martha, make sure you get that info to my RN Faces Facebook page and all that information. So let's just recap a little bit and see if there are any questions or anything on your mind you do know. Okay, so I did this. I did this because we do have a sale on the on the DermaFrac, and for anybody that is interested, please, please, please message me because I can give you a code that will give you $500 off plus 10 extra serums. So you'll get 30 serums. So if you're charging, like I do, $200 per treatment, and you have 30 of the serums, you're going to make $6,000. Now, DermaFrac is always generous, and they will send you extra serums so that you and I can practice together. And so that makes it so you don't have to take them out of your coffers. So if you're interested in that up until midnight tonight, please let me know. I'll be in the office getting things ready to be shipped and all that good stuff. So I will be around. If you have any questions about it, oh, and it's a heavy little number here. I mean, it's very heavy. And I'll post the video in the group on how to clean it. So if that's on your mind, you can do that too. Oh, I forgot you have a HUD, Brenda. Okay. I've noticed that tool. Oh, yes. Um, yeah. Oh, and it was a lot of fun today, guys. I really couldn't do too many lives because I had that bad COVID cough. So I finally got out of it, and I will see you on a more regular basis in the group doing these kinds of treatments and also bringing you live treatments from my office. And maybe that will help you with your treatments. And please post any of your before and after wins. I want to see them. But if you do, remember to put your name on them. You know, that's something that we really need to do. Oh, you're welcome, Searing Angel. It's cute. Okay, guys, have a happy new year. Oh my gosh. Sorry.